Friends will make decisions. They're not trying to be unfair. Bosses don't make decisions to be unfair. What do? The same advice. Speak up. G'day team, Adam Cogan here from SSW TV, and today I want to talk about helping each other. And this is a really important topic. In the corporate world, lots of things are happening, there's lots of decisions being made, and you really need to, in order to help other people, you've got to start with yourself. So there's going to be events that happen. There will be a new project, and it's so fantastic, and then you get news of who it was assigned to. And it's not the person who you thought was the most deserving or the most technical, or you're better than the person that it got assigned to. So you're unhappy about that. Or there could be somebody is promoted and it's not the person you thought should be promoted, or you thought you should have got the promotion. And you're really going crazy with how these decisions are made. There's lots of other events that happen, like gifts are given to people working hard, or there's dinners made, or accolades given, and or there's a post being made about a project and it's not your project, and you think that's crazy. So let's talk about 10 things that you can think about to settle yourself. Number 1, most important, speak up. It's so important, if you have thoughts, to get them out in a nice way. It's often better to speak privately if it's sensitive. I have a great video with John Theory on, and we talk in detail about this point, so check that out. Number 2, know that too often your happiness is relative, and that's unhelpful. You don't want to have a situation where you're always comparing yourself with others. You've got to be aware that this problem starts a long time ago. Probably it starts in school. You're very little, you're doing tests, you're essentially stacked ranked against every other kid. And when another kid does better than expected and beats you, it's hard for you to be happy about that, because that dropped you down. But you've got to focus on yourself, not comparing others. Number 3, you get one thing in life and then you lose another. I guess I say this because I've met a lot of very, very successful people with hundreds of employees, and I think you're awesome. You run that operation so smooth at such a big scale, or you've got a website with millions of views a day. But when you get to know a lot of these people, the sacrifices are incredible. They're big. And sacrifices with family, sacrifices with health, nothing that I would be interested in when you understand that you get one thing and you lose another. Number 4, I'm going to say there's kind of a happiness equation. Happiness is essentially expectations less reality. So if you can reduce your expectations or increase your reality, you're going to be a lot happier. And how do you increase your reality? Well, you ask lots of questions, you speak up. Number 5, luck. No, there's a lot of luck involved in life. There's a lot of luck involved in business. There's luck involved with you having the ability to sit down here and watch a YouTube video. You're already lucky. There's a book called Fooled by Randomness, and it is about how stockbrokers start at the bottom. Some make a lot of money and they think they're bloody good and they're feeling confident. They use that money and they go and move from their normal home into a big fancy home with other rich people. And while they're there, they're feeling not so happy because they're seeing their neighbors add floors to their house, or they're seeing new swimming pools, new cars. And they don't understand that a lot of luck was involved with where they got to. So when their luck runs out, or their luck goes back to normal expectations, they lose everything, and then they go back to where they started, or worse than where they started. Number 6, compete with yourself. I think this is why I like Scrum in software development so much, because you're essentially looking at how you perform this sprint and comparing it with how you did last sprint and the sprint before and the sprint before. If you want to have tangible numbers, then you have you add up your story points completed per sprint, and you've got a velocity, and you see how you're going. But the key is to always be trying to do better than what your team did last sprint, which is a much better way. That empirical evidence is a much better way of estimating the future as well. Number 7, it's important to understand that people don't want to be unfair. People don't on purpose make unfair decisions. They make what they think is the best decision. So, friends will make decisions. They're not trying to be unfair. Bosses don't make decisions to be unfair. What do? The same advice. Speak up. Ask questions. Understand what their motivation is. And number 8 is understand that the squeaky wheel gets the most oil, but they get the most oil repetitively. So when they're a squeaky wheel, they ask questions and they get answers. But the boss or the friend knows that they're interested in those particular problems, and when new information comes to light, that boss will give extra information. So it just keeps on going. You get more information. Number 9, make your expectations attainable. Make sure they're realistic enough that they push you. You don't want to have expectations that they are so high that they leave you unhappy. And be aware that really super ambitious people are often unhappy. Like, it's just a self-fulfilling prophecy that they can never get there. They're never successful enough. They're never rich enough. Number 10, and this is possibly the most important, and this can only be done when you feel settled and happy in yourself. But celebrate other people's wins. If you read a post that somebody's done something great and you agree, like it, or send them a private message, or send them a text, or even better, I guess, give them a call. But the messages are more permanent. I'm a great believer that everybody has their days of sunshine. So when those happen, give them notice that you noticed. Reinforcing good stuff is better than always picking somebody for their bad stuff, and it's easier to pick them if you've acknowledged the good stuff. So there you have it. Remember, you can really only do great things in teams. It's very hard to do it by yourself. There's 10 tips that you can use to help each other, and they start with helping yourself first, getting settled, having reasonable expectations, and then you're able to be a complete, fulfilling, happy team members that gets the most out of your team. Now, I'd love to know the best tip there, or tell me any tips that I've missed. I'd love to learn too, and I will see you in the next one. This is Adam Cogan signing off for SSW TV.